What's going on, guys? We're back here with another first round combinations game between myself and Soap, who has Parthia. I am again Rome. Pretty intriguing matchup. I think this is one of the harder matchups for Rome. So let's see what I came up with for the matchup. It's a hard matchup because Cataphracts, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Cataphracts. They fuck Rome, but Roman infantry is superior, of course. That's about the only thing, and that never really pans out well, having better infantry. But the nerfs on Parthian infantry, especially the fact that they can't get a bunch of Parthian swords alongside cataphracts, is quite useful for them. So the rules for Parthia are something like uh, 11 cav plus missiles total, 3 cataphracts max, which includes noble horse archers, and then it's something like, or it's not 3 cataphracts, well, yeah, it's 3 cataphracts and five total cataphracts plus Parthian swords. So you could take no cataphracts and take 5 Parthian swords, or maybe they have max 4 as well, so maybe they couldn't do that. But they could take 1 cataphract and 4 Parthian swords. They could take 3 cataphracts and 2 Parthian swords. They obviously can't take more than 3 cataphracts, so something in there is something you'll see, and that forces them to take hoplites, which don't have javelins, and take a hillman for the rest of their infantry. So that's going to reduce their power quite a bit. Um, we can look at my army quickly. Pretty standard. 2 Numidians. You have to take them here to deny the enemy horse archers. And of course, even then, they're not really worth it because they cost so much more, but you have to do it anyway. I have 3 Syrian archers as my missile units. You do not want to take any sort of missile war with the Eastern Slingers here. He has, let's see, he has 4 Eastern Slingers, so definitely don't want to take that missile war. Rome will be rushing here. Asera and I were testing this matchup before the CoN, and I was Parthia and he was Roman. He tried to take like 4 elite missiles or something. Or maybe it's 3 Balearics only. Of course, Balearics are better than Syrians for a missile war, but it just did not work out because the Slingers can just trade the Balearics, and then the Cataphracts become too powerful. Rome really needs to use their archers to kill enemy cav. That's something I've been doing the entire CoN, just shooting cav with archers, since the archers will do damage a lot faster than Balearics. And you need that instant impact, and you don't really want it to spread over a long period of time because your archers can die because the enemy cav is always better than your cav. So yeah, 3 Syrians up front, 2 Triarii as well, here to block charges. My infantry corps is 3 Hastati and Principe and 2 Veteran Legionnaires. So this is more than sufficient to kill Parthian infantry because again, he only has 2 Parthian swords, and you'd expect this. He could bring more Parthian swords, but then his cavalry is not going to be sufficient. So I have an extra good melee unit, 3 to 2. The 2 Triarii will match up well against hoplites, and this Principe can easily kill a hoplite. If my Veteran Legionnaires kills Parthian swords, my 2 Triarii kills 2 hoplites. Principe kills his third hoplite, and then I have 3 Hastati to kill his hillman, so that's quite good. I also have 1 Spearlighted Treacies here to get into cav fights and really do a lot of damage there as well. Very good against cav, and even can kill like hillman and stuff. Of course, they don't really want to take them against hillman, but they'll just support cav fights. My cav force, let's just pause this real quick since we're getting started here. My cav force is 1 Equite, 2 Sock Equites, a second Equite, and then 1 Shock Cav, Sock Equite Extraordinaria, and Legatus Gen. So the plan here is really to brush, essentially. My Shock Cav will not charge his Cataphracts if he has Cataphracts, because they'll die to the Cataphracts. They're just going to charge his Noble Blood Cav. And then what I learned very quickly in this matchup was the best thing for Rome to do is to get super aggressive with a couple of Cav. Wherever he has Cataphracts, what you want to do is try to get your Cav to charge his infantry before the Cataphracts can countercharge. Because even if they take javelins and take a lot of losses for that, it will prevent the Cataphracts from getting a direct charge into your infantry or your cavalry. It'll allow your infantry to get in, and it'll allow you to just start winning the infantry fight. Everywhere he doesn't have cataphracts, I'll either charge him with my shock cav, or just countercharge him straight with my cav. Because again, noble blood cav are better than equites or sock equites, but they're not going to kill loads of equites on the charge, because they don't have the mass nor the charge to do that. They're better in prolonged combat, which I'll avoid by simply charging in, sending in my infantry, and then running away, while my archers just shoot his key targets. Um, then I just have to, make sure the infantry will last as quick, or will end as quickly as possible, so his slingers can't out damage my 3 archers in the long run. As soon as he kills like 2 or 3 of my cav, which are going to take some significant damage going in for charges especially, then, his cataphracts can just surround to kill my archers, and then the infantry will just lose to the slingers and cataphracts in the endgame. Soap, though, has taken quite an interesting army here. He only has 1 real cataphract. He's gone for 2 noble horse archers. I'm not sure I like this against Rome necessarily, especially with these rules. Like, sure, in general, noble horse archers are fine, but if they're going to count against your cataphract max, you probably don't want to do this, because now he doesn't really have a huge cataphract advantage, and so his cat advantage is kind of neutered. He has 3 hoplites and 2 Parthian swords up front. He has 4 hillmen, so this is all fine. But you can see his noble horse archers are scared of my Numidians because they're so slow. The Numidians will easily outduel them in a missile war, so he has to keep his noble horse archers here. And this means he has no flank control. All the flank control is mine, which means he cannot surround me very quickly, which really makes it hard because it forces a frontal engagement where Rome is much better. Parthia wants to be surrounding, causing chaos in the rear lines, but instead I'm going to dictate where the battle will take place, and my plan is basically to fight on one side and then overwhelm a flank with my extra Hastati. They can easily kill this Hillman. This free Hastati can wrap around the flank with the support of a bunch of Cav. Force an engagement, right? If I start surrounding him, he needs to engage me with Cav and like his Hillman. And as soon as that happens, I'll start fucking pouring fire with my Syrians and try to kill that Cav blob. Um, and that's my way to force an engagement, is just by surrounding on one side. And I can do that because my Numidians are taking the space and he's too scared to fight me there. So he has 4 slingers as well, 4 hillmen, as I said. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 noble blood cavalry, 1 eastern cataphract, 2 noble horse archers, and yeah, the rest we already said. So let's see how this rush goes. My plan is immediately to start harassing his slingers here. Obviously, they're going to get some first shots. My archers aren't even going to shoot his slingers here. It's not even worth it. So I wanted to scare him to potentially run away here by running my Numidians right in front of his slingers, but he wisely doesn't, fall for the bait. He just stands there and keeps shooting. My slingers won't, or my archers won't initially take too much fire though. They can withstand some slinger fire. He doesn't run away because his infantry is so close. I can't actually charge here. I'll just take it all. So now I'm going to start running forward my cav. He's going to shift to one flank. That's fine as well for him to do. But the problem is he is going to start moving his slingers here, so he's not going to get as much shots as he potentially could. And you can see I'm running this unit forward very quickly, where his cataphract is. I want to hit that unit ASAP. This archer should be shooting the cataphract. I don't know why it's not. There we go. It is now. Although it might be shooting the infantry by accident. Oh wait, no it's not. Another unit starting. But anyway, you can see he's rotating, but my cab's just like, fuck it. It's going all the way in. And you can see it gets this hit into his infantry before his cataphract can really charge. And now, even if it does charge this unit, my infantry can support this fight, and his cataphract will not have hit my own infantry, which is the main, most important thing. So that's a really good start to the battle for me. He's shifting away from this flank. This makes sense. He doesn't want to fight everywhere because he's just going to lose everywhere with infantry. He wants to overwhelm a flank as well. But he happens to be running into the flank where I'm strongest. So let's see how this charge goes for the cataphracts. It's like decent, right? He is going to get into my cav, and you can see he's going to kill a good number of cav here. I also just don't charge the second cav, and now I'm going to get javelins into his cataphracts as well. This unit takes, 6 losses instantly, so it's not great for me, but it, could be worse. And now my infantry is going to get in here in any second. I'm just going to sacrifice this unit almost entirely. It could probably try to run away now that my infantry is here. But my archers are just pulling back and starting to shoot his cataphracts from close range, so this is good for me. Everything's just running into this fight. Hastati are in. Numidians even are throwing javelins into the fight, so he's going to lose a few cataphracts for this for sure. Down 5 men already. And crucially, his Parthian swords got charged, so they're going to be in a bad fight against these Hastati and veteran legionnaires. And his hillmen are also going to start losing men to my Hastati very quickly. So this is a good fight for me. My Equite gets out with half a unit, so I take half a unit down, but to get a really good engagement on this side, to kill, a couple of cataphracts, a couple of double blood cav, whatever. Force his slingers back. Now, crucially, he's rotating. He's not shooting my cav right now, so this is really good. And also, I'm going to overwhelm this flank quite quickly, kill off these hillmen, kill off these Parthian swords. You can see he does run his hillmen away, which is smart. He needs to do something, though. He cannot let me just, keep running at him. He needs to start pushing a flank back. And he doesn't really have the tools to do this because his hillmen just lose to my Hastati, so if he tries to overwhelm a flank, my Hastati are just going to win that fight. So he needs to use his cav wisely here. You see on this flank, I'm just pushing forward still. My archers are trying to get shots on his cav when possible. I'm trying to shoot his cataphract here, but I just retarget to his, to his noble blood cav because they're close. Again, Numidians using their javelins. Haven't had to use my javelins on anything yet, so they have full javelin power. Here he does kind of reform nicely. His slingers are going to start to get shots, so this is a pretty good play. But again, he's just going to lose this Parthian swords eventually. He's going to lose this hoplite eventually. And here I'm just delaying for a second. Didn't want to get charged. But now my shot cav is here to, you know, potentially engage. Archer's still getting shots on his cav. I could start shooting his cataphract here. But now I'm just going to start activating my plan. Overwhelm this flank with 2 Astadi. Again, he only has really Hillman here. My cav, I have like 2 cav here. You know, more cav could come. Spear Gladiatrices could come. This Parthian sword is going to die very soon. Nice shots here from my archers onto his cataphracts. You know, direct hit there, because somehow doesn't kill anything. But that's cataphracts for you. Here he might get a good charge here. I don't want to take this fight. I want to just get javelins, but I kind of don't. So he gets a nice charge here into my Astadi. This is not ideal for me. But again, I'm surrounding him here. His slingers are not getting ideal shots. My archers are still shooting his cataphracts, which again still have not lost any more men. And again, he's just gonna start to take losses. Noble Blood Cow getting javelin here by my Numidians. Archers could also shoot them. And Hillman will still lose this fight 100 against 90. It's an easy win for me. I'm tying down these mercenary hoplites as his Hillman run away. And now my Principes are trying to get into this fight. My Shot Cav make a nice move here. He's so far back, he's isolated his units that are here. So my Shot Cav just comes across here and recharges these Parthian swords, making this fight even faster for me. Again, his cav are just stuck in here trying to do charges on infantry in order to make sure his infantry can actually win. But that just means my archers are getting free shots on so many of his units. And my Numidians are behind, just ready to cause chaos. His noble horse archers literally haven't done anything yet. So that's not really good for him. I'm still pressuring this flank with 1 cav. Only 1, because again, I don't want to really commit here. I just need 1 cav to protect that unit. Here he's going to charge into a spear unit, so this is like fine for me. He might, you know, he's going to get a nice counter charge with his Parthian swords on this Terraria, but again, I have a veteran legionnaire here that can come in. It's just a bit delayed. But I'm taking out this unit. This unit is going to fall as soon as this Principe gets here, and my Astadi can just retreat. This Hillman just died to my Astadi, even though, you know, Noble Blood got a charge. So again, even though he used that charge, he lost a lot of men on that unit. Didn't really affect the outcome of this fight by very much. You know, I'll lose a few more men than I would have otherwise, but it's still worth it. Here goes this Principe into this hoplite. The hoplite's gonna get owned. You know, I killed a couple of my Hastati here, but again, these Hastati are still healthy. Now these veteran legionnaires are ready to break through. These Hastati are breaking through. Again, targeting that cataphract whenever possible. Not letting it get back in the fight, and he doesn't really want to charge it. Like, what is he gonna do with the cataphract right now? The only option he has is to run at this unit, because everything else is already engaged, right? So he can't really charge through his own men. His only option is to run at my flank. And then again, he's just going to take fire from every direction and take more javelins and then get countercharged. So he's just waiting for an opportune moment to use his cataphract, but that time has already passed pretty much because now I'm just already dominating on the flanks. Again, here, the minion's getting nice javelins, baiting him to chase, but I'm just going to run away. Maybe I'll mismicro this though. No. Again, just getting nice javelins into his entire cav force here. Somehow he still only lost 12 men after all that focus fire, which is just how OP cataphracts are. But again, look, Hillman gonna die to another. The Hastadi's gonna kill off another Hillman here. Nice flanking shots into those hoplites, although I should be shooting cav here. You can see I'm just like, you know, delaying, trying to get cav into bad fights, and then kill them. You know, this guy's isolated here. I'm just gonna run away with this unit, rear charge with this unit, and then counter charge again. Although he does finally catch that unit, but again, half his unit is now fighting in this fight, so he's going to really quickly lose this unit. Even though I might lose one of my cav, trading them is fine. Again, infantry, much in my favor. Saki Equites, charge into that Noble Blood. We both give it up. He is shooting my Saki Equite really aggressively. Since it went for that charge here, it was in slinger range, so he does a nice job doing that. Finally, his Cataphract is going to get activated here, and he does get a charge without being javelined, because my unit was kind of glitching there. But again, he's going to take Archer Fire. My Spear Gladiatrices is like, okay, this is a good place to get into. Oh, actually, it's a Noble Horse Archer that charged there. Interesting. His Cataphract, yeah, is still out here. Now it's only at 20 men because it's taking additional fire. He's losing his infantry on all flanks. That Noble Blood Cav got out, but again, this is thought he can easily kill off another helmet. Actually, it might lose, but yeah, it's so low. Yeah, it's going to die now. But, you know, I killed off so many. He has terrible support here. My support is excellent. 2 big melee units here. 95 and 91 men there. My Cav's still healthy, Archer's still healthy, shooting down his Cav. Nice fight here again. Whenever I can tie his Cav down, one versus one and then get support in there, it's always gonna be good for me. He doesn't have any support left. His Parthian swords are trying to support, but now my veteran legionaries are chasing and they're just already healthier than this. Cataphract is still just being focused at every moment. And again, if he had three Cataphracts, it would be a lot harder to do this, I feel like. Now he's just using his Noble Horse Archers like Cataphracts, but they're not going to do anything because they're just Noble Horse Archers who are not, they don't have, the stats. So if you had three Cataphracts, look at these Noble Horse Archers. 54 kills, not great. 26 kills, not great. Cataphracts easily will get more kills than that. But I can focus the one Cataphract very easily, whereas if he has three Cataphracts, if they're all on different sides of the battlefield, it's going to be very hard to actually do that. My new minions are also surviving until the late game. I think I lost one of them on this flank. But that's fine. This other new minion can just wait in the background to kill slingers. And now you can see, yeah, they're going to do that. My cab is still pretty healthy. All of them have taken losses, but they're still alive. And now he only has noble horse archers left. Spear-lighted Treacies are just chasing down his cav, getting into a cav fight. Here, I just okay, I dodge this unit intentionally to charge this unit. And then I know this unit is going to come and charge the general in the back, so that's even better. My Legalis is just waiting to snipe slingers as well. Now he's going to do that. You can see I have more cav here. So this was really well played by me, in my opinion. I think this is the way you have to play the matchup, but it definitely was made easier by the fact that we only had one Cataphract and two Noble Horse Archers that didn't really do anything. But yeah, focusing the Cataphracts with Archers, trying to wrap around the flanks with new minions and Hastati and Cav to cause, like, problems for Parthia. Because they don't want to engage near Hastati, because the Hastati will win against Hillman, and then just, like, enter a Cav fight and just start killing Cav, and the Archers can focus fire very effectively. So that's the problem for Parthia. They need to get somewhere where they can start winning and then wrap around that flank with fucking Cataphracts basically and Noble Blood Cav. So if he had his like Parthian sword on the flank fighting my Hastati, right? Then that's a fight I don't want to engage in because his Parthian swords will kill my Hastati and then enter Cav fights on his side and then he can surround with his cav off of that imbalance. But of course, with only two Parthian swords and three hoplites, it's a lot harder to do that for Parthia. So he needs to create imbalances elsewhere, and the way to do that, in my opinion, is to get cataphract charges directly into the front line of Rome. Because then, if a cataphract charges a veteran legionnaire, Parthian swords follow up. That is an engagement that Rome will lose, and then Parthia will win. So Rome needs to find an offensive somewhere to counteract that loss. Because again, Parthia also has 4 Eastern Slingers, which can output a lot more damage than 3 Syrians. Um, and so, Rome will need to try to find counterplay that way. And when Rome has to get aggressive and doesn't have their main line winning, then it becomes a very difficult game for Rome. So me getting that initial charge of my Equites into his Parthian swords, ensuring that I'm going to win that engagement and disallowing his cataphracts from having impact on my infantry, then all of a sudden Parthia is scrambling, trying to find a way back into the fight, but Rome can just sit there and say, I'm going to wrap on the right, my infantry is going to win everywhere. You can't even engage on your right flank or my left because you're just running away from superior infantry, and you don't have a cataphract there to like instigate an engagement. I can always countercharge you with my cav, and then my infantry will be better. Parthia doesn't really have a way to like try to get back into the battle. He was trying to do that on the right, but my Hastati just kept killing his hillmen. His noble blood cav would just get focused down by my Numidians and my archers whenever they tried to like get close to a fight, and he just couldn't really, get back into the game. And look at the Parthian sword here. It's 29 kills. This is the one that got insta-killed at the start of the battle. And you can see really just like look at all of his infantry. Nothing getting more than 72 kills, and that was on the Parthian sword, which he only has 2 of, and one of them got sniped. Cataphract's only 44 kills, so this was a dominant performance because my initial infantry engagements were so good. And look at the veteran legionnaires just racking up the kills. Principe is doing nice as well. They didn't really get that much of a fight, but they still do well. Terraria did fine. One of them died, but it's kind of inevitable. Um, Hastati again, really good kills on them compared to the Hillman. And my Cav even did well. Of course, you don't really expect them to do much. Numidians staying alive for as long as they did, causing chaos. You saw that other Numidian wrap around his back line, just get javelins into the rear. You don't want, that's another thing. Noble horse archers, like using Numidian ammo on them is worth it. But if he has regular horse archers, that's something he can like dodge a lot of my ammo, and I want to use my ammo on his cav. I don't want to use it on his horse archers, which gives him a lot more space. But if he has noble horse archers, he can't really do that because my javelins will always hit because the noble horse archers are so slow. So he couldn't take that fight, which allowed me to use all of my ammo on cav, which just makes his Numidians infinitely more valuable. If they only use javelins on 360 cost Sarmatian horse archers and they miss like half their javelins or something, even if they kill the horse archers, like they're not cost effective because they cost 550. And again, the horse archer is not the main threat. The main threat is his cav, so I need to be using my 41 missile damage javelins on his cav, not his horse archer. So that's why bringing cheap horse archers and more cataphracts is the way to go for Parthia, I think. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and there'll be more games soon. So hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one later.